You arrive in the dark, long before sunrise. The air is cold and damp, carrying a faint trace of salt from the ocean. You stand among others who look exactly like you now, heads lowered, identities stripped, reduced to posture and breath. No one uses names. A clipboard moves down the line, and numbers are read aloud. Yours is one of them. Instructors pass without looking directly at you, yet you feel examined. Boots press into wet sand. Waves break in the distance, steady and indifferent. You are told to move, and you move. The first hours dissolve into strain. Cold water shocks your body until your muscles tighten. Steel obstacles cut into your palms. Sand sticks to your skin, your clothes, your mouth. Commands are short and emotionless. You learn quickly that delay is worse than failure. Delay disrupts the system. Failure is expected. Delay is not. You carry heavy logs with others who are barely holding together. Your shoulders burn, but the weight is shared. If one falters, all suffer. At night, you lie on a narrow metal bunk, surrounded by the quiet breathing of others. The room smells of damp fabric and exhaustion. You sleep lightly, if at all, waking before being told. Days blur into each other. Time is no longer measured in hours but in evolutions, in repetition, in endurance. Then one morning, someone is gone. No explanation. No acknowledgement. Just an empty space that is quickly filled by the system continuing forward. You understand without being told, you are replaceable. Slowly, something changes. Your body adapts. Movements become efficient. Breathing stabilizes under pressure. You begin to anticipate commands before they are given. It doesn't feel like progress. It feels like subtraction, less hesitation, less noise, less of who you were before. You pass into the next phase without ceremony. No congratulations. Just a shift in expectations. Training becomes precise. Controlled. Weapons are introduced as systems, not tools. You learn every detail, weight, recoil, maintenance. You disassemble and reassemble under strict time limits. You repeat until your hands move without thought. You train in cold water measured in degrees, focusing on tasks rather than discomfort. Responsibility comes quietly. First, you perform without correction. Then you assist others. Then you lead small actions. Promotions are never announced. They are recorded somewhere else. A file updated. A role adjusted. You move from operator to senior operator, from follower to someone others watch. The system reveals itself not through explanation but through experience. There are written rules, and then there are the rules that actually matter. You learn when to follow instructions exactly and when to adjust them just enough to work. They call it flexibility. You recognize it as interpretation. You begin to think in numbers, distances, times, weights, margins. Insertion at 2:15. Extraction within 6 minutes. 34 kilograms on your back. Water at 11 degrees Celsius. Everything is calculated. Even risk becomes measurable. You understand that you are part of a larger equation, one that values outcomes over intention. Years pass, though they feel compressed. You advance again, now leading small teams. You give instructions in the same tone you once followed, short, precise, without hesitation. You notice uncertainty in others and correct it immediately. There is no room for doubt at your level. Decisions become heavier, though they appear small. A route shifted slightly. A delay accepted. A choice made under imperfect conditions. You tell yourself it is necessary. The system rewards results, not morality. You begin to accept margins, acceptable risk, acceptable loss. These concepts settle into your thinking without resistance. Operations blur into fragments. A silent room. A signal arriving seconds late. A moment where something feels wrong before anything happens. Your pulse no longer spikes. It flattens, controlled and efficient. You return from missions with everything accounted for except something intangible. You do not talk about it. No one does. Outside the system, your life begins to narrow. Calls become shorter. Then less frequent. You miss events, milestones, moments that require presence. At first, you explain. Then you simplify. Eventually, you stop. There are no explanations that translate. You sit with people who know you, yet feel distant from them. Conversations become measured, efficient. You are present, but not fully. Inside the system, you are defined clearly, rank, role, capability. Outside, those definitions dissolve, and you feel it. Time continues. 10 years. More. You transition again, moving into planning roles. You execute less and analyze more. Planning is colder. You sit in controlled environments, rooms calibrated to exact temperatures, screens filled with maps and data. You reduce uncertainty where possible and accept that it can never be eliminated. Lives become variables in models that must resolve correctly. You adjust for risk. You optimize outcomes. You no longer question the system. You refine it. You operate within its constraints, pushing where possible, adapting where necessary. Creative compliance becomes instinct. You tell yourself it is skill, though it is also compromise. The shift happens gradually. The first time you prioritize efficiency over hesitation. The first time you accept a calculated loss as necessary. The first time you stop questioning a decision after it is made. It layers over time until it feels normal. Your identity reshapes itself around function. You wake before alarms. You anticipate problems before they arise. You trust systems more than instinct, until you realize your instincts have been shaped by the system itself. You become isolated, though it feels like clarity. Fewer distractions. Fewer variables. Then you notice the silence, not operational silence, but personal. Fewer voices. Fewer reasons to step outside the structure that defines you. You remain where you are most effective, inside controlled environments where everything is accounted for, except you. Then, without warning, the realization arrives. Not through failure or crisis, but through routine. You review a report. Numbers align. Objectives are met. Deviations fall within acceptable limits. Everything is correct. You wait for a reaction, but none comes. No satisfaction. No relief. No wait. Just completion. You understand something in that moment. The system never required you to feel anything. Only to perform. And you have done that, consistently, for years. You look back at the progression, not at individual moments, but at the pattern. From recruit to operator to leader to planner. Each step logical. Each compromise justified. Each decision aligned with the objective. The system is efficient. Resilient. It does not depend on any single part. Not even you. The illusion was not control. It was significance. Your exit begins the same way your entry did, procedurally. Documents are processed. Evaluations completed. Final briefings delivered. Your years are reduced to metrics, operations, time served, roles held. Nothing reflects what cannot be measured. There is no ceremony to match the weight of your experience. Just acknowledgement. Completion. You step outside, and the air feels different, though nothing has changed. Time slows in unfamiliar ways. Decisions that once took seconds now feel undefined. You carry the system with you. You notice inefficiencies everywhere. You measure what others ignore. You anticipate outcomes that never come. You try to adjust. Some parts of you do. Others remain fixed. Then you notice something else, the system continues. New candidates arrive before dawn. They stand in formation, breathing the same cold air, waiting to be called by number. They begin where you did, at the bottom. They will move through the same phases. Some will advance. Most will not. It does not matter. The system remains calibrated, unaffected. You understand it now from the outside. It does not stop. It does not remember. It does not need to. Your role has ended. Your influence exists only in procedures, in habits passed down, in decisions echoed by others who will never know you. You move forward carrying what remains. Behind you, before dawn, a line forms again, nameless, replaceable, and uncertain, exactly where you once stood.